Okay, so to start our performance review, I'm going to give an overview of what aquaponics is. It's a combination of aquaculture, which is raising aquatic animals, and a combination of hydroponics, which is cultivating plants in water. This was originally, the idea itself was the purpose to benefit underdeveloped countries because this process can be done cheap on a household scale compared to the industrial scale, which is much more expensive. The concept has been around a long time, actually, but it's just recently been industrialized. Superior Fresh, which will be talked about later, is one of the newer plants that aquaponics is being done in. And so it's been around a long time, but it's a very new concept to the large-scale industrialized places.
The reason why they are doing large-scale aquaponics is because there are many benefits of it. You get local food, so Atlantic salmon is usually grown in coastal fisheries out on the Atlantic Ocean. But because of aquaponics, you can actually grow them thousands of miles inland, so you can have a fresh source of fish that can be distributed the same way with organic greens, which can be grown in aquaponic facilities. They can be produced in mass, packaged, and sent out. It's also better for the environment because there is little to no wastewater, depending on your design, and they have no pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizer because everything is controlled. It's also more efficient than normal farming because while it uses land, you can actually get so many more greens per year out of an enclosed space than just growing it out in a field. And you also get a 2-for-1 deal because you get fish out of an aquaponics facility, but you also get greens out of it. So it's all around better.
So very early on in the process, we went through a brainstorming session, and some of the things that we came up with were solar power, alternative fuel sources, and even chemical waste. But none of those really stood out. But then we had the idea of aquaponics, and it seemed very interesting to us because none of us had really heard of it except for the person that suggested it. And she had connections with a person back home who was starting up a farm, and so we were able to use those connections to get an interview.
Yeah, so as Matthew stated, I have a connection within the field of aquaponics. A former teacher of mine, Kurt Wagaman, is actually now the general manager of Superior Fresh, which is the largest aquaponics facility in the world today. We contacted him and he agreed to an interview where we asked him questions about his role as general manager, the company itself, Superior Fresh, and the process of creating products via aquaponics.
So coinciding with the research done in the interview with Mr. Wagman, each group member also went out and researched 2 sources to expand our general knowledge of aquaponics. And each of these 2 sources that came from were either peer-reviewed articles or from reputable websites, so all our information is factually correct. And all of our sources that are listed are on the written document outlining our final project.
So after we got the basic understanding from the sources CJ mentioned, we went through and organized how we're going to complete the final project. And by doing so, we took into account the assignments that we had to do, like with the class, like the quizzes, the little like essays here and there. And we applied that to the project itself and what aspects of the project needed to be completed. So we worked those dates around each other and we assigned specific roles to the project. And
Our final project, we divided the group into pairs and split up the work. So Matthew and Gabe are working on the social media account, which we decided on using Twitter, and they're going to make the post about aquaponics. Jeremiah and CJ are working on the interview, and they're typing out what Mr. Wegman said. And Katie and I are working on the infographic, creating a document that will reach a lay audience. And then as a group, we're working on the video introduction and the website.
And to stay organized, we divvied up each of these tasks to have a tentative due date. So in the month of October, Monday, October 14th, each of the group of pairs are going to finish up their specified tasks. Like Jeremiah and I will finish up our interview, Katie and Paige will finish up the infographic, and then Gabe and Matthew will finish up the social media handle. And then Friday, October 18th, all of those should be finished. Monday, October 21st, we're going to begin working on the website as a group. Friday, October the 25th, we're going to begin filming our introduction video. And Monday, October the 28th, we're going to begin our pitch presentation.
Okay, so for the month of November, on Wednesday, November 13th, we're gonna try and have the video edited, completed, the infographic, interview, all those things put together, and have a draft on the website. And then Friday, November 15th, we're gonna have a draft of the final project completed.
So some questions we have for you. Does our planned schedule seem to be set at a decent pace to finish this project in time with good quality? Is our group work divided up efficiently? And what are you looking for in our project draft? And what exactly will you be grading for our draft?
Does our website need to be completed for the draft, or can we have a document drafting what will be on our website? And overall, how do you think we're doing as a group in terms of quality of our work? And finally, should we do anything extra past the requirements for our website to reach a lay audience more efficiently?